Hey there, welcome back to Marketing Matchmaker. If you have been following this podcast for any length of time, you have noticed that I take certain topics each month and break them down for you. So this month we are focusing on launching. Yes, it is a term that, well, if you've been in the online industry for any length of time, I am sure you have heard launching, whether that comes from product launch formula with Jeff Walker, or whether that's evergreen launching or a different type of launching. There are multiple ways to recognize what a launch is, and yet I'm not sure that people really understand what a launch really means. So today's episode, that's what we're going to dive into. What a launch is, why you would want to have one, and 3 really great tips on how to create a successful and profitable launch for you. So when it comes to releasing your new product, service, or solution, honestly, it's oftentimes our baby. And whether it's a big product or a small product, there's a lot of pressure to make sure that everything goes perfectly. But what does perfect really mean? In my world, done is always better than perfect, because perfect leads to perfectionism, which leads to procrastination, because honestly, there's never anything that's completely perfect. So when you are designing your launch or you're getting ready to create that product, service, or solution for your launch, keep in mind that your launch doesn't have to be perfect in order to be profitable. It simply has to be well managed, well maintained, and effective in your marketing. Jeff Walker has a term, launch before you're ready. And he says that because you so often will wait to make sure that your course or your group program or your coaching is perfect before you get out there in front of people. And that, my friends, is a mistake. So if you're undecided about whether a launch is right for you and your product, service, or solution, I want you to ask yourself a couple of questions. Do you want people to actually use your product? Do you want them to talk about your services? Do you want people to share your solution? If you said answer yes to any of these questions, then congratulations, you just might want to launch. You see, a launch is an event. Let's break it down into something really simple. You know I love metaphors. So you're going to make selling your new course or program into an event. It's kind of like a wedding. I mean, what else did you expect? It's a relationship analysis. But instead of 2 people getting hitched, you and your product are entering into holy matrimony. And instead of guests, you'll have customers. And instead of receiving gifts, you'll actually be giving them in the form of bonuses and discounts and valuable content. A launch can be a huge deal for your business, and it should be treated as such, because a successful launch can mean the difference between obscurity and becoming a household name in your industry. Plus, if done right, launches can be a lot of fun. However, there is more to a successful launch than just throwing a big bash. Launching a product is like going on a date. You want to look your best. You want to give off the right amount of information. You want to create an experience that people will remember long after the product has been launched. By creating all of this hype and buzz around your solution, around your launch, you'll be able to ensure that people are more receptive to buying what it is that you're selling. Plus, the added attention will also help you generate more interest for potential customers and partners. So creating a buzz around your launch, it really can be helpful. It's simply about giving your product the best chance for success by ensuring that people are excited about it before it even launches. When you're launching, there's a lot riding on it. You want to make sure that your product, service, or solution has the best chance it can to be successful, and that it will be well received with your target audience. One of the most important things to consider is how your product launch will impact your authority. Yeah, here's the thing. Believe it or not, a product launch can help you build authority. It's simply by launching a new product, service, or solution rather than just releasing it into obscurity, you make the product or service seem more desirable and much more interesting. And this ultimately means that you're likely to get many more sales when it eventually goes live. I mean, let's be honest. The last time you created something new and didn't have a launch revolving around it, what were your sales like? What was the hustle that was required in order to start making sales for that product, service, or solution? If you're looking to really build your authority and increase your sales, don't underestimate the power of a launch. Here's a little secret. The key to launching a successful product, service, or solution is, quite simply, consulting your audience. I say this a lot. Ask them what it is they want and need. By having a build-up to your launch and getting feedback from potential customers along the way, you can be more sure that you're creating something that people actually want to see. It's almost like validating your product, service, or solution before you offer it for sale. Not only will this save you time and effort in the long run, but it will also guarantee your success. So next time you're thinking about launching a new product, make sure that you consult your audience first. Make sure that you have validation and verification that it's something somebody wants before you put it out there. Trust me, that kind of conversation with your audience is worth it every time. There's a couple of key tips in this episode that I wanted to highlight when it came to launching. Here's the thing. Launching does not have to be difficult. It can be easy. However, the best things that you can do is make sure that you have plenty of time in order to launch. Creating a timeline for your launch is going to help you immeasurably. Anyone who's ever tried to plan a big event knows that timing is everything. The same can be true with launching. A well-timed launch can mean the difference between success and failure. That's why it is super important to create that timeline for your launch well in advance. By planning and executing your launch over a period of 3 to 4 months, you can really ensure that all of the pieces come together. So what I mean by this is starting your planning 4 months before you want to release your product, service, or solution. I'm not kidding about this. There are steps that for a successful launch that you're going to need to take along the way, that if you give yourself enough time, you will have a successful launch. By shortening that window from 3 to 4 months to, let's say, 2 to 3 weeks, you really cause yourself to struggle to hit those goals that you wanted to hit when it came to launching. The 3 to 4 month process really gives you time to build anticipation, to create excitement, to generate a buzz around what it is that you're going to be selling. Now, we do this in different ways online. In that 3 to 4 month process, one of the things that you're going to want to do is create your audience, right? You are going to generate leads in that 3 to 4 months, ramping up to the actual launch. This means creating a really great lead magnet that connects directly to the product, service, or solution that you're launching. Please keep that in mind. It is incredibly important that your lead magnets always connect to the product, service, or solution that you're selling. And there has to be some direct connection. If you are a health coach selling or having a lead magnet that revolves around hair products is not going to get them to buy your health coaching services, right? And I know that's kind of a stupid analogy, but it's the truth. I see so often, especially in the coaching world, that your offer, your lead magnet, may not have anything to do with your services, right? So maybe if you're selling mindset, I've seen coaches before try and offer something that has nothing to do with mindset. Maybe it's about operations or struggling with their, business model or whatever that is. It's not directly connected to what they were selling. And that is going to end up creating an audience that isn't going to be interested in your launch. If you're looking to launch something new, don't just wing it. Make sure to plan ahead and create a timeline and an effective lead generation system, a lead magnet of some kind, so that you can build an audience during that time. It could really be to the key to your success. So the next tip here is really determining what you're going to sell. Here's the thing. It's important to have a product, service, or solution that is launch friendly. A product that's easy to promote and market. Something that is going to give them extra value, right? Believe it or not, the key to a successful launch lies not only in the marketing and your activities there, but also in the product itself. Some products are simply more conducive to a big launch than others are. If you have a program or a course and you know that you want to open the doors at a specific time, those are optimal products and services to sell during a launch. Some things may not be. I see a lot of people trying to launch podcasts or trying to launch books. And while the idea of it is great, the ROI on the other end of it is not going to be what you're looking for. So keep in mind when you're talking about doing a launch that you're going to receive the ROI from that launch of the effort you're putting into it. Make sure when you are determining your product, service, or solution for this launch that you are also creating extra value. Yes, in our Black Friday episode a couple of weeks, I was talking about this. When you think about launching something, you want to make sure that there's extra things that gives them the incentive to buy from you right then, rather than maybe waiting until the next time you open up the doors, right? If they know that there are bonuses and extras and value added commodities that go along with this launch, they're more likely to buy then. And my friends, we all want to create some kind of incentive to make them buy faster. That's the whole point. That's one of the points of launching. It's one of the points of marketing, is really to create that desire to buy your product, service, or solution right now as opposed to a later date. Bonuses can help with that a lot. So before you start promoting your product, really take the time to determine what you are actually going to sell. What is the right product? What are the bonuses that you're going to add to it? And what are the benefits that all of this is going to provide to your audience and to your customers? With the right product, launching your business can be a breeze. My last tip for this episode is all about lead generation. I talked about this a few minutes ago. It is essential to really grow your email list before you launch a product, service, or solution. In general, if you think about it, about 1 to 3%, these are just average numbers, about 1 to 3% of the people on your email list will actually buy from you. So if you think about that from a perspective of your product, service, or solution, the launch, if you want to sell 10 of these, you need 1,000 people on your email list to really have that effective launch. In order to grow your email list, you need to take the time to do it. And there are a number of ways to generate leads. You just get to decide which one is right for you. It all depends on who you are, what you do, who you serve, and your budget. I mean, I'm not going to lie, some lead generation opportunities cost more money than others. For example, if you're selling a high-end product, you'll likely need to use a different strategy than if you're selling a $7, $9, $27 product. The key is to find a method that reaches your target audience and generates the most interest in you and in your lead generation opportunities. Just a very short list of different ways to generate leads. There's paid ads, one of my favorites, and is an investment. There's organic. It's also an investment, but less in money and more in time. Networking. That's an investment and a great way to build relationships. Affiliate marketing. You're going to need a relationship with the affiliate in order to get the marketing, and it can also be really productive in generating leads. And then there's JV marketing, which is a whole different ballgame of actually paying people to market for you. So affiliate marketing, joint venture marketing both have some cost involved in it. The entire point of a launch is to keep your audience interested and motivated to buy from you. And if done right, a launch can generate a large influx of revenue in a very short period of time. That being said, launching is not required to have a successful business. It's fun, and there's lots of people that do it, and you don't have to. It is not a requirement in order to have a really successful business. However, if you're going to launch your new product, service, or solution, make sure that you sit down and you're thoroughly prepared to create a successful and profitable launch. That's the whole reason that we generate marketing, that we create our business, is so that we can create the profits that follow. And if you're struggling to create a launch, don't know where to start, don't understand anything about it, or if you're struggling to successfully market your business, remember, you're not alone. We're here to help. Head over to yourmarketingmatchmaker.com for a free marketing exploration call where we can determine what your next best steps are in marketing. Thank you for listening to the Marketing Matchmaker podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love to hear your feedback. Please head over to Apple, iTunes, and leave a review so we can hear from you. And if you are a coach, consultant, or online course creator who are looking to grow your business, increase your income, and scale your impact, connect with me at yourmarketingmatchmaker.com. I look forward to hearing from you.